everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Eagle's Eye. I'm your host, Jordann Lopata, and today I'm sitting down with new interim women's lacrosse coach, Mike Jewell. Coach Jewell, thanks for joining me today.
It's my pleasure to be here, Jordan.
First, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your background?
Sure. I've been a police officer for the city of Worcester for going on 29 years now. I've actually moved to Worcester from Milford, Ohio, which is down south near Cincinnati, and became a police officer up in Worcester. And since becoming a police officer, I've been promoted and held a lot of titles and different jobs inside the police department. Since then, while still being a police officer, I've been able to become a high school lacrosse official, and then now a collegiate lacrosse official, which is kind of what's gotten me here in my role with Ashland University. So I have a broad experience and not your typical lacrosse coach experience that a typical university would see.
Right. And you've been around the sport for a long time as a ref and a coach. So what is your passion for lacrosse?
You know, my passion started back when my daughter started playing, and became a coach for her in middle school, and just really fell in love with the game. I fell in love with the fluidity and the movement of the game and the competitiveness, the way that it's taught and coached and played is just something that really resonated with me. So when she was in middle school, I became the coach, and then as she transferred up to high school, I wanted to stay involved with the game. So I actually started learning about officiating while she was in middle school, and because I wanted to learn the game a little bit better. As a coach, I wanted to learn the ins and outs of what we could get away with and what we couldn't get away with. If we could figure out some way to get around some rules, this was something that, I wanted to learn about. So as my daughter went into high school, I started picking up more of the high school portion of officiating and learning more of the high school rules, and then still continuing now into the college aspect. So from that angle, I was wanting to learn the rules and know how to coach the position. Knowing those rules helped me coach the position. Since then, though, the officiating has helped me now transition to become a coach with Ashland and be able to help guide the Ashland team to knowing the rules better, and also knowing how to play the field better. And my experience both with coaching and then now officiating has helped get me to that position. Yeah.
How did you step into this coaching position here at the university?
This was a hard season right now. We had Ashland had a full-time coach who left for his own reasons, and then the girls were in a predicament. So the lacrosse season really starts towards the beginning of the year, and that's when we lost our coach. So we ended up having to start looking, and the college was looking for a coach, but was not having success. So as the months progressed through January and February now, it got to a point where I recognized that, hey, the team needed to start their season. The team needed to start working out. The team needed to start making plans for season. The team needed to start conditioning. And there's a whole lot of stuff there that needed to be done that I knew wasn't happening because of the lack of the coach. Things like scheduling buses, scheduling hotels, scheduling game time, scheduling officials. These are all things that needed to be done. And I knew that if it didn't get done, then the girls wouldn't have a season.
Right.
And I didn't want to see that happen, not as a parent, not as an official, not as a fan of the sport. So I approached the athletic department and said, look, I love this game. I love it from an official standpoint, from a fan standpoint. I'm willing to do this job for free. Let's just get this girls through the season, and we'll see what happens. And Mr. King and I talked, and we talked over the course of several weeks, and finally got the approval to step in and lead the team and set it on course for having a good and successful season. So, it was just a little bit of back and forth and being in the right position and having the ability to lead the girls is what was most important in making sure that we had a season.
Right. And then what are your hopes and goals for the team this season?
I keep saying we've had such a rough start.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of problems here in the beginning, but it's great to see that the team is coming together. It's good to see that we are, finally starting to bond. And what I told the girls is my most important goal and my highest goal this year is to have fun.
Right.
I want the girls to enjoy season. I want them to have some fun and remember why we love lacrosse. A lot of the girls had forgotten why they got into the sport in the first place.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring some fun back into that. And I think that we've accomplished that. I think that we are trying new things. We're trying yoga. We're trying new plays. We're trying zone defenses. We're trying new things to bring some energy back into the team. And I think it's working. My goal, have fun. And you know what? If we win some games along the way, that's even better.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. How has the team accepted you as a coach, would you say?
I think there was some skepticism at first. There was a little bit of leeriness. But as they have grown to know me and as I've grown to know them, I think that, we've really bonded. It's interesting, as a police officer, as a sergeant, you have to learn to get to know people's personalities, and you have to get to understand them individually and what motivates individuals. So I've been able to take some of my law enforcement perspective and use that and make it more of a from a coaching perspective. So I've been able to use that and learn how to coach the girls individually and both as a team. As a sergeant, you learn to motivate a shift of 5 to 8 officers to go out and do a job and do it correctly and professionally. And I've taken that same approach with the girls. We're taking 19, 20 young women and coaching them both individually and as a team, and we're coming together. And not only are they accepting me as a coach, but it's amazing that they're really starting to bond and come together as a team. We've got things happening that, as far as I'm aware, has never happened before, with girls stepping up to be captains and taking individual roles, even if they're not captains. So both with me and as a team, we're really starting to come together right at the right time, and I'm looking forward to what the season can offer.
Yeah, definitely. And then lastly, is there anything else you would like to say about the season and the team overall?
We have a lot of talent on the team. We have a lot of girls that know how to play this game. And I've never played women's lacrosse, obviously. So I'm doing my best to lead them and to kind of nurture these leaders on that team to bring out their leadership aspects and their coaching ability, so that way we can all do this together. So we have a ton of talent and we have a ton of ability on this team, and there's a lot of people out there that don't expect much from this team this year. The GLIAC has ranked us at number 5 out of 6. Hey, we're not number 6, but you know what? That's still kind of a little bit lower than I had hoped and expect. So, what I want to say to everyone out there is watch us.
Yeah.
You may count us out. But this team has a lot of talent. We have a lot of leaders, and you better look out for us because we're coming for you.
Yes, great. All right, thank you for watching this episode of The Eagle's Eye, and thank you for joining me, Coach Jewell.
It was my pleasure.
Once again, I'm your host, Jordann Lopata. Be sure to follow us on social media at AUTV20. Have a great day.